Triple-double for rookie Caitlin Clark has it.
And I feel very thankful to be surrounded by a coaching staff and teammates that, provided me a lot of grace, but always was there to be a shoulder to lean on and to really help me. I feel like I can continue to show up and be the same person that I am.
In the WNBA 2024 rookie season, Caitlin Clark made phenomenal WNBA history by becoming the first player ever to lead the league in assists while also ranking in the top 10 in scoring. She averaged 19.2 points, 8.4 assists, 5.7 rebounds, and 3.1 three-pointers per game. Today, we will show you Clark's best performances from the 2024 WNBA season that are sure to leave you amazed.
The first pick in the 2024 WNBA draft, the Indiana Fever select Caitlin Clark, University of Iowa.
I think when you're sitting at your table, and obviously I kind of knew what was going to happen, but you're sitting at your table with your family, you're still a little anxious, and then the commissioner comes out and calls your name. It's super, super special.
On 17th of July, Wednesday night, Caitlin Clark did something no one in WNBA history had ever done before. She made 19 assists in one game. The old record was 18 assists, held by Courtney Vandersloot.
Corner three for Hull. Hits it. Gets the lead back for Dallas. Boston cut off by Howard, but was able to spin around and get the bucket anyway.
Isn't the only rookie in the building trying to make her presence felt?
Oh, boy. Perfect.
Assist 16.
Clark with the ball in her hands. Another perfect pass to Boston, who waited for Howard to get out of the way. Caitlin decided not to shoot. Mitchell will. Hits the three.
Oh, my goodness.
We're tied again.
This is incredible.
Clark is doing amazing things with her passing this season. She already has 213 assists for the Fever, which is the most anyone has ever had for their team in one season. She might even break the record for most assists by a rookie player in WNBA history, which is 225, set by Ticha Penicheiro way back in 1998. Right now, Clark helps her teammates score more than anyone else in the league, with about 8 passes leading to baskets every game.
Or just close more quickly.
Clark zips it in. In fact, Benley finishes. What a dart from Caitlin Clark. Bonner gets denied by Boston. Wheeler finds Clark from the logo.
When people asked Clark about how she makes so many great passes, she was very humble. She said, "I just try to set my teammates up for success. My eyes are always on our post players, and then kind of look out from there."
For myself, I've been playing basketball. There's been no really off period, and for me, I feel like that's a really good thing. You just keep the momentum rolling and keep being myself, keep learning. Draft was amazing, New York City was amazing, LA was amazing, but I was excited just to get here and get back to playing basketball and, doing my job.
Her journey from college player to national player is amazing. She loved her teammate. She especially likes passing to Aliyah Boston, one of her teammates who plays near the basket. Let's look at some of Clark's best passes this season. They're so good that people who watch basketball can hardly believe what they're seeing.
Bounces to Boston. Boston one-on-one with Jones will flip it in.
2 for 1.
Clark bounce pass. There's Boston.
That's where one guard is just a lot stronger than the other because of her experience and maturity.
Nice look from Clark, and Smith lays it home.
Her first amazing pass came early in the season when 2 defenders tried to stop her. Instead of getting stuck, she waited for her teammate Aliyah Boston to get open and bounce the ball right to her for an easy basket.
Hunter can't hit. Fag Benley the rebound. Here comes Clark. Bouncing to Fag Benley, who lays it in.
To be not only tonight, but this season. Watch this.
But wait, there is more. Clark really likes to make special passes when she has a chance to run fast breaks with just one defender. She often throws the ball behind her back to surprise the other team. She did this perfectly in a game against the Las Vegas Aces on July 2nd. Even though her team lost that game, the pass was still really impressive.
Still lead it by 7. Caitlin Smith, one-hander, got it in. Clark launches, nails it.
And all of them are above the break except for one corner triple.
Averaging almost 3 per game.
One thing that makes Clark so special is how she keeps bouncing the ball until she finds the perfect time to pass. In a game against the Phoenix Mercury on July 12th, she showed this skill perfectly. She was running really fast with the ball, did a behind-the-back dribble, and when the other team stopped her, she didn't give up. Instead, she waited just a tiny bit and then bounced the ball to Boston, who was running to the basket. Boston scored easily because the pass was so perfect. Clark loves to run fast and pass the ball quickly, and her teammate NaLyssa Smith has learned that if she runs with Clark, she'll probably get the ball for an easy basket. They showed this twice with amazing behind-the-back passes. In one game against the Washington Mystics on July 10th, Clark made the pass look so easy that everyone watching was amazed. Then she did it again in her record-breaking game, and both Clark and Smith were so excited about how well it worked that they couldn't help but smile and celebrate. Sometimes Clark doesn't even need to run down the court to make a great pass. She can throw the ball really far and put it right where her teammates can catch it. She showed this skill when she threw a perfect pass to Katie Lou Samuelson from way back in her own half of the court during a game against the Seattle Storm on June 27th. Even though her team lost that game, she won millions of hearts. When Clark isn't having her best shooting night, she still finds ways to help her team. In a game against the Minnesota Lynx on July 14th, she only had 6 assists, but one of them was really special. She looked like she was stuck and couldn't go anywhere, but somehow she found her teammate Lexi Hull cutting to the basket and got her the ball for an easy score. Clark has been working really hard with her teammate Aliyah Boston to get better at something called the pick and roll. This is when Boston stands still to block the defender, and then runs to the basket while Clark decides whether to pass or shoot. It's starting to work really well. Clark has passed to Boston for 60 of her 91 baskets this season. One of their best plays happened in a game against the Chicago Sky on June 23rd when Clark threw the ball just over the defender's hands right to Boston.
Here's Clark. Bounces underneath, back to Boston, back to work.
She saw Aliyah Boston the whole time. They believe they will get rewarded for doing so. Here, Caitlin Clark sees that Aliyah Boston is about to seal, so she gets to the right spot. It makes it look like such an easy little bounce pass, but it's because of the angle she got off of the dribble.
Now her teammates have caught up with that over the last couple of weeks. Here's Boston again, leaning, able to hit. 3 straight possessions, the Clark to Boston connection.
Gosh, Katie Lou Samuelson is battling inside. Yes, she needed the help side defender.
Clark bounces ahead. Oh, what a pass! Mitchell running. Carter had been 6 for 6 from the floor. Here's Clark. Finds the cutter. Boston inside for 2.
What makes Clark such an amazing passer is that she can see things on the court that most other players don't notice. The best example of this happened in a game against the Los Angeles Sparks on May 24th. Clark saw her teammate Christy Wallace running ahead of everyone else, and she threw a perfect pass from way behind the half-court line. The ball went right between 3 Sparks players who didn't even know the pass was coming until it was too late.
You can hear her communicating. You can see the way that she can find you. I mean, her passes are tremendous. And so as a post player, it makes me want to run because I'm like, okay, I'll get a touch. Let me just get down there just because of how well she passed it. But I mean, she's a great teammate. She just talks, communicates, we have laughs. And so it's always great.
One of the most impressive things about Clark's passing is how many different ways she can get the ball to her teammates. Sometimes she throws it behind her back, sometimes she bounces it, and sometimes she throws it really far down the court. She's like a magician with the basketball. You never know what amazing pass she's going to make next. Teams have tried different ways to stop Clark from making these great passes. Sometimes they put 2 defenders on her to try to trap her, but she usually finds a way to get the ball to her teammates anyway. Other times, teams try to stay close to their teammates so she can't pass to them, but then she just scores herself. The way Clark plays basketball is making the whole WNBA more exciting to watch. Her teammates know that if they run fast and get open, Clark will probably find a way to get them the ball. Even when it looks impossible, she somehow makes these incredible passes that lead to easy baskets. The really fun part about watching Clark play is that you never know what she's going to do next. She might throw a pass behind her back, or bounce it between defenders, or throw it down the court. Every game is like watching a highlight reel of amazing passes. What's also special about Clark is that she's always trying to make her teammates better. She doesn't just try to score points herself, she's always looking for ways to help her teammates score too. This is why her teammates love playing with her, and why fans love watching her play. As the season goes on, everyone in the basketball world is excited to see what other amazing passes Clark will make. She's already shown that she can do things with a basketball that most players can only dream about, and can't wait to see her next season. Clark has already broken records, and she's only in her first year in the WNBA. Basketball fans are excited to see what other amazing things she'll do this season. Will she break the rookie assist record? Will she make even more unbelievable passes? Everyone is watching closely to find out. Share your thoughts in the comments section and subscribe to the channel for new updates.
The players of the WNBA can't fucking stand her. Why? Because she's white. It's abject, absolute racism. It's total racism.
Caitlin Clark shuts down white privilege, critics, and shocks everyone. The basketball star Clark caused a big controversy after her comments in Time magazine got strong reactions from the sports world. Named Time's Athlete of the Year, Clark talked about her privilege as a white player in a mostly black league, leading to mixed opinions from famous sports figures. But what's really behind the backlash? Let's take a closer look. Clark said in Time magazine, "I want to say I've earned every single thing, but as a white person, there is privilege. A lot of those players in the league that have been really good have been black players. This league has been built on them. The more we can appreciate that, highlight that, talk about that, I think it's very important."
Down on your shoulders.
I feel like I always have had really good perspective on everything that's kind of happened in my life, whether that's been good, whether that's been bad. And then obviously coming to the WNBA, like I've said, I feel like I've earned every single thing that's happened to me over the course of my career. But also, I grew up a fan of this league from a very young age. Like, my favorite player was Maya Moore. Like, I know what this league was about. And like I said, like, it's only been around 25 plus years. So I know there's been so many amazing black women that have been in this league, and continuing to uplift them, I think, is very important. And
Caitlin Clark's words show she respects and understands how much black players have done for the league. By talking about privilege, she starts an important conversation about fairness and respect in sports. She reminds everyone to celebrate the hard work and talent of black players who made the league great. Her honesty and courage to talk about tough things show she's a strong leader both on and off the court. However, instead of taking her words in a positive light, some people were offended, leading to a huge controversy after she won the title. Athlete of the Year. The news is spreading across social media. Just look at what's Our Sport posted on Reddit. Caitlin Clark named Time's Athlete of the Year.
So Caitlin Clark of Iowa, but now playing for Indiana in the WNBA, gets honored in Time as the Athlete of the Year. I don't know. I guess they need a lot of covers or something. I mean, whatever. I get they just want people who are going to sell their shitty magazine. So she gets selected as Athlete of the Year. And what does Caitlin Clark do? Like, this woman who's a superstar. She's the Michael Jordan of the WNBA. And she's become a phenom.
Kelly's show panelists pointed to black NBA legends like Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, and LeBron James as examples of players who achieved success without discussions of privilege. Some people argued that Clark didn't need to talk about race in the league and felt it might do more harm than good. But Washington Mystics owner Sheila Johnson added fuel to the controversy by suggesting that the entire WNBA, not just Clark, should have been featured on Time magazine's cover. Johnson expressed concern that singling out Clark would increase existing jealousy within the league. Let's see what Sheila Johnson said.
I feel really bad because I've seen so many players of color that are equally as talented, and they never got the recognition that they should have. And I think right now, it is time for that to happen. So last night, we read Time magazine, where Caitlin Clark was named Athlete of the Year. Why couldn't they have put the whole WNBA on that cover?
Johnson, seriously? You misses that Caitlin Clark earned this award because of her amazing skills and hard work. Her win doesn't take away from other players, but shows how great she is. This should be a chance to celebrate everyone's achievements, not tear them down. But wait, there is more. Megyn Kelly, the former news anchor, criticized Clark's comments about white privilege. On the Megyn Kelly show, she said, "You can't have it both ways. She wants the attention, she wants to be in the spotlight, and then she just wants to throw a bone to the girls who were rejected. It doesn't come as any surprise to me that they don't want her discarded bones and did nothing to appease them." Let's see what Megyn Kelly said before.
And it's their league. Hello, you don't own the league. Blacks don't own the league, just like whites don't own tennis or golf. Nobody owns the league. This is America. Anybody can play if they're good enough. But they want her on the knee. You'll bend the knee and you'll apologize for being white, and you will suck up to the black women who built this league before you, or you will be beaten. You will be assaulted, and you will be bullied with no friends. So she does it. She finally did it. She bent the knee, self-flagellated over white privilege, and look at the black women in this league. And I have to tell you, if I were a black woman in that league, I think I'd say, screw you.
The controversy has highlighted ongoing tensions in the WNBA. Stephen A. Smith defended Clark on his show, pointing out her tangible impact on the league. He emphasized how Clark's arrival coincided with significant improvements in the WNBA, including the introduction of chartered flights after 22 years of commercial travel. Smith noted the increased attendance at Indiana Fever games and improved television ratings, directly attributing these positive changes to Clark's presence. Let's see what Smith said.
You see why I had no problem with her being Times Athlete of the Year? You see why I said that she should have been on Team USA? You see why I had to go off on the likes Cheryl Swoops and others who were clearly distant and dismissive of her, no matter how much they try to deny it? There was resentment towards her, and here's why I said it was stupid.
The tough physical play Caitlin Clark has faced on the court has also sparked debate. During her rookie season, where she averaged an impressive 22.8 points per game, some fans questioned if the aggressive defense against her had racial undertones. Meanwhile, Jason Whitlock spoke out, calling for fairness and raising concerns about the injustices Clark faced. Let's see what Jason Whitlock said.
I'm not exaggerating. Caitlin Clark's trying to pass the ball in the first 2 minutes of the game, and this woman swats at the basketball and somehow decides to turn her hand down and her fingernails and jab them right into the eye of Caitlin Clark. No foul call. No refs stopping the game to go, is this a flagrant?
Clark's response to the physicality has remained professional. After a particularly physical game against the Las Vegas Aces, she told reporters, "I've been playing basketball my whole life. Nothing out there is going to rattle me. I respect my opponents and the passion they bring. It makes me better." Let's see what Clark said before.
Yeah, it's definitely upsetting. I don't think nobody in our league should be facing any sort of racism, hurtful, disrespectful, hateful comments and threats. Those aren't fans, those are trolls, and it's a real disservice to...
It's heartbreaking to see Clark and other athletes face this kind of hate. Trolls have no place in sports. Race and racism have become frequent talking points relating to Clark's presence and the attention it has brought to women's basketball over the last few years. The relationship between Clark and the league's established stars has been complex. Some players, including Alyssa Thomas, have criticized Clark for not doing more to address racism among her fan base. Meanwhile, others have defended her presence as beneficial for the entire league. Sports media has been a big part of this debate. The Sports Media Equity Alliance said that during the 2023 NCAA Women's Basketball Tournament, Caitlin Clark got almost twice as much media attention as other players, even though some had similar stats. This has made people talk about racial bias in how sports are covered. This issue is part of a bigger discussion about race and representation in the WNBA. The league has been shaped by the success of many black players, but Caitlin Clark's huge popularity has made people ask questions about how players are marketed and given opportunities in women's basketball. No matter what haters say, let's have a look at Clark's impressive performance.
Davis, time winding down. Are they going to get the ball up in time? Clark for the win! She does it time and time again, the 40-piece, and walks off with the W.
Listen, this is what Caitlin Clark does, folks. Logo threes. It's her signature. That is the most Caitlin Clark way to win a game.
Despite the controversy, Clark continues to focus on her game. She's been working out with new Fever head coach Stephanie White, preparing for the upcoming season while much of the team plays abroad. This dedication to improvement demonstrates her commitment to contributing to the league's success regardless of external debates. The WNBA itself faces a delicate balancing act. While Clark's popularity has brought new attention and resources to the league, managing the resulting tensions requires careful consideration. The league must work to celebrate new stars while honoring its history and the players who built its foundation. The debate has revealed different perspectives on how to address racial dynamics in professional sports. Some argue for direct acknowledgement of privilege and systemic advantages, while others prefer to focus solely on athletic achievement and performance. Looking ahead, how Caitlin Clark handles this controversy will be important for her future in the league. If she keeps playing well and continues to discuss these sensitive topics thoughtfully, it could shape both her legacy and the future of the league. This situation shows that today's athletes have to handle not just their performance, but also how they respond to complex social issues. Caitlin Clark's experience proves that even